Welcome to the Transum Podcast, a monthly roundup of the new features on the transum.org website, providing mathematical puzzles, games, learning activities, and the ever-popular mathematics lesson starter of the day. Here's your host, John Tranter.
Hello, and welcome to another Transum Podcast. This is the 47th edition, and it's for October 2018. So let's begin with the puzzle of the month. Something for you to think about while you're doing whatever you're doing while listening to the Transum podcast. Let me know. Anyway, here it is, the puzzle of the month. 5 friends are talking about their house numbers. They work out that the mean is 5, the mode is 2, and the median is 6. What are the 5 house numbers? The answer is at the end of this podcast. September was another busy month for updating and adding to the activities on the Transum website. So here are a few of the highlights, and the links to all of them can be found at transum.org/newsletter. So the first one is called Pancake Day. It's a new interactive puzzle with a low ceiling and a high threshold, because the objective is to use the spatula, sort of a drag and drop image, to toss the pancakes a number of times so they end up in a pile sorted according to their size, with the largest on the bottom and the smallest on the top. Now, in addition to getting the pancakes sorted, it's a great exercise to get pupils to describe an algorithm or set of steps required to sort the pancakes, whatever their starting position. If they're good at doing that, a much more challenging activity is to work out the minimum number of moves for each pile. Now, actually, this is quite a challenging task and most probably beyond the scope of school maths, but the process of working towards it is extremely interesting and worthwhile, so maybe give it a go. The next activity, Fraction Dissect. Well, this is actually an older activity that's proved to be quite popular. So a level 3 has been added. This level features circles in which a number of parts have been shaded, and the task is to calculate the fraction of the whole circle that has been coloured in. Another new activity called Unit Pricing is a set of 3 exercises, although there are 2 more in the pipeline, preparing pupils for working out best buys, which product is the best buy according to its cost per unit of measure. And of course, that's a very useful skill to be used in the supermarket when you do your weekly shop. Correct answers to each of the questions earn jigsaw pieces, which, when all collected, fit together to make an extremely hilarious mathematical joke. So there's an extra little bit of motivation there outside the mathematics, but do give that a go. Remember, the links to all these activities are at transum.org/newsletter. Cosmic Redshift is a strange name for a mathematical activity, but to explain it would be to give away the puzzle's hidden secret. Pupils are asked to work their way through a flowchart with a random number that they come up with, and they should find that however many times they do this with different numbers, they will always get the same answer. But why? Well, that sounds like a prompt for an investigation if ever I heard one. As always, the answer is available to Transum subscribers lower down the page. Here's an update on the Trafalgar Square puzzle, which you may remember from the last podcast. This is a series of square grid puzzles that I saw drawn in chalk in Trafalgar Square, London, and one of them, the solution to one of them, has been baffling all of us. Anyway, the creator, a young Slovakian by the name of Daniel Kardos, has been in touch with me. He was pleased to see photographs of his work displayed on the Transum website and has offered to send some more puzzles. But we're no closer to solving the level 8 puzzle, and the only extra clue he gave was, you should all think a bit differently. What does that mean? Anyway, have a look at those, and if you can do level 8, I would be most pleased to hear from you.
You are listening to the Transum podcast. You can find Transum Mathematics at www.transum.org.
Don't forget that October is the spooky, scary month leading up to Halloween, and you can get into the spirit, pun intended, with some of the Halloween activities that can be found on the Transum website. And a good place to start would be the activity called Trick or Treat. If you are still listening, you must be a loyal Transum fan. I wonder if you could help by dropping me an email at transum@gmail.com with one word or one phrase telling me what you use on the Transum website most often, because I'd like to know where to channel my effort, my energy in terms of updating items and adding to them. So what's your favourite? Are they the games, the starters, puzzles, the exam style questions, the random name generator? What is the thing that you use the most, and what could I most valuably spend my time updating? Let me know. Finally, the answer to the puzzle of this month can be worked out as follows. So if the mode is 2 and the median is 6, then the numbers can be represented as 2, 2, 6, X and Y, where X and Y we still don't know. Now if the mean of the 5 numbers is 5, you can then deduce that the total, or the sum of the 5 numbers, must be 25. So we know that the 2 and the 2 and the 6 plus the X and the Y add up to 25, so the sum of X and Y must be equal to 15. Now the other thing we know is that X and Y must both be greater than 6, because 6 is the median and has to be in the middle. And they must also be different, because they must add up to an odd number. And it therefore follows that X is 7 and Y is 8, so the final answer is the 5 houses are numbered 2, 2, 6, 7 and 8. That's all for this month. Bye.
Thank you for downloading and listening to the Transum podcast. You can find the website at www.transum.org, where you're welcome to use all of the activities absolutely free, or jump in with both feet and become a Transum subscriber.